Hi there guys, Luis from Vintage Action. I hope you guys are all well. And today guys, I'm bringing you one of my all-time favorites. And I mean it. You guys might say that I say that all the time, but this one is literally one that I watched countless times growing up, and in my opinion is one of the best action martial art B gems from the 90s. And I'm talking you about White Tiger from 1996, starring the legendary Gary Daniels and the charismatic and legendary Cary, Hiroyuki, Tagawa. You cannot go wrong when you have Daniels against Tagawa. And it's not just Daniels and Tagawa. This one has an all-star like cast for like a B movie. Everyone is in this one. And you see a lot of familiar faces from like your favorite action B martial art movies. And you have like for like a B like movie, the production value. This is not your like typical like B movie. This is an amazing, great B movie. And in a lot of people's opinion, this one is one of Daniel's best movies. And I agree. I mean, it's literally one of my favorites. And again, look, you have Matt Craven, that is like a established like actor that has been in so many like great movies like K2 with Michael Biehn, and so many others like Jacob Leather, A Few Good Men, Crimson Tide, and is on this one. You have George Chung on this one. That it's on in First Blood 2, First Blood Part 2, Rambo 2, is also in True Vengeance with Danielle Bernhardt. You have Ron Yuan in this movie, that you might know Ron Yuan from movies like Ring of Fire, Blood Fist 5 with Don Wilson, like The Art of War with Wesley Snipes. He's like obviously Roger Yuan's brother and an amazing martial artist. You have Julia Nixon on this one, that is also, she's also in First Blood Part 2, in Rambo 2. You have Dana Lee, that is also in Rambo 2. So you have like two actors and actresses, like three people that were in First Blood, like Part 2 in this movie. You have Daniels, you have Cary, Hiroyuki Tagawa, you have Matt Craven. So an all-star cast, I mean, and a lot of legendary martial artists that we know and we grew up watching. And literally, if you are a big fan of action martial art movies, you 100%, 300% will like this one. If you haven't seen like White Tiger before, it's one that I highly recommend, because literally it's one of Daniel's like best movies. And it's like, this is a great, I mean, I grew up watching Gary Daniels like movies from the super low budget beginning of the 90s until he started to climb on the ladder, working for PM Entertainment. Still B movies, but like bigger budget B movies. And then like this movie right here, White Tiger, that even though it was like a B movie, it was like a superior like B movie with a lot of like famous actors like Matt Craven and Cary Tagawa and people that were involved in many like famous movies. And again, one of my all-time favorites. And let me tell you, for some reason, this movie right here, I'm going to talk about like the movie, a bit about the movie, but this one is a movie that is still stuck on DVD all these years after, 30 years after. And obviously, it's a movie that you can easily watch on the streaming platforms. If you are in the UK, you can watch this one for free on Plex. And it's like a HD master, so you can watch the movie in like HD. If you have the Plex app, you can watch it there for free. This one is for like rent. You can rent it or buy it on Amazon Prime. I think a few years back, because I remember watching this one 2 years ago on Prime, and it was for free on Prime. But now you have to pay if you want to rent it, or if you want to buy it on Prime, you can. And it's HD. It looks great, widescreen, 16:9, and it's on free on Plex. here in the UK. I'm not sure about in US or other countries, but if you are in the UK and you haven't seen White Tiger, go to Plex, watch it for free, or you can rent it on like Prime, and it's also for free on YouTube. Obviously, Keystone Pictures owns this one, and a lot of the times they license to like these like movie channels on YouTube that pay to show these movies. At least there is at least like three different like channels on YouTube where you can watch White Tiger on HD for free. But there is one small detail. It's like cut. It's not like fully uncut. So basically, if you guys go to YouTube and watch this one, the sex scene between Gary Daniels and Julia Nixon is completely cut from the YouTube version. Obviously, you know why the channels do that on YouTube. They want to be monetized. They want to make money, and obviously they are paying a license to show that movie on YouTube to the holds. To the company, right, that owns the rights to the movie, and they cannot show like sex scenes, otherwise they cannot monetize the movie. That's right, they remove the sex scene, but it's completely removed. You can see that when Daniels hit Julia Nixon, you see them like getting together, he kisses her, and the next scene is leaving the place, like the dojo where they were together. So just so you guys know, if you watch it on like YouTube, the three or four channels that have this movie, like in HD, full HD, the sex scene is completely cut. So if you want to watch the movie, his entire version without cuts, go to Plex or go to Amazon Prime or maybe other streaming platforms. Or you can get the DVD. I know this one was never released in the UK on DVD that I know of. If I'm wrong, you guys let me know. But I checked online and I didn't see any UK releases. This one right here, I don't think it was released in the US on DVD or like Canada. I checked in France, or this right here, I know it was released in Australia. There is an Australian DVD that if you guys go to eBay, you can find, but they're selling it super expensive, full screen, 4x3. And this is the Spanish DVD that I have for a long, long time. And I'll never get rid of this one. This was released by Filmax Videos. As you can see, Filmax Home Video in Spain. And this one is like 100% legit. This one comes with a trailer, English original, English audio, Spanish dub, and you have the option Spanish subtitles. And let me tell you, now there's a lot of Spanish bootlegs, but at the time when it was VHS era and DVD, this was all 100% legit. And guys, I'm Portuguese, so I'm not far from Spain. Actually, just my hometown in Portugal was just 45 minutes from the border with Spain. So at the time, the DVD was like big, in the beginning of 2000s, mid 2000s. I'll just cross the border many times and buy a lot of DVDs like in Spain because a lot of, Spain is a bigger country. A lot of the movies, we wouldn't even get those in Portugal. And this one was one of those because I grew up with this movie and I had this on VHS. And the first time I watched this one was like on television, on TV, and I remember taping it. I just recorded, and I had like the movie on VHS recorder from TV because I don't remember seeing this in the video stores around where I live. I don't remember seeing this one in any of those like video stores near where I live. So first time I watched it was on national television. I don't know, around 97 or 98. This one was released officially in 96, filmed in 95, and one of those times that I would go to Spain a lot of times. And, back in the days, supermarkets would sell VHSs, DVDs. I never actually bought any VHSs in Spain because, all the VHS era, the movies are dubbed in Spain. But obviously, with in the DVD era, a lot of the movies, they'll still be dubbed, but they will keep the original, like English audio, and they have Spanish subtitles. Obviously, I'll understand English, and even the Spanish subtitles. Spanish is super similar language to Portuguese, so I can read Spanish quite easy because it's super similar to the Portuguese language. And this was one of them that I crossed the border. I saw this one, like the big like store supermarket, like in Spain, and I saw White Tiger, and this one cost me roughly around 15 euros at the time. That was probably more than like 20 years ago, 18 years ago. It was a long time ago I got this one, and I have never got rid of this since. I had this like in Portugal at my mom's place for a long time, and even I brought it back to the UK where I'm in now, and I'll never get rid of this. I can show you the picture quality. I checked, and there is some people selling this on Amazon or eBay. You can find sometimes the Australian DVD and this Spanish one as well, sometimes super expensive, but this one is super like nostalgic, and I have this for a long time. I bought it at the time brand new. It's you can see there somewhere because this one has more than 20 years. But let me tell you, as you can see here, Tigre Blanco, so basically white tiger in like Spanish. And when it comes to this one, guys, this was original produced in Hong Kong, and the original title at the time this was being produced in 94 was Tiger Storm. But then the production they ran out of money, and the shooting just literally stopped. Basically this was English martial artist, a British martial artist like Mark Hutton, right? That was expatriated to Hong Kong. He was living in Hong Kong. It was like a British martial artist again, and he had the idea of doing like this movie and starring Gary Daniels, obviously, and they have like a local, like a producer, like a businessman. The guy with the money was Ed Marr, right? And at the time they got like Bay Logan, that it was like a writer for the famous Impact like magazine, and he did movies as well. There is some interviews of Bay Logan like online, you can check, but he was one of the key figures of the famous Impact magazine, and obviously he was a student of Mark Hutton, this martial artist, and they hire him like to write the screenplay to this movie. And Daniels was supposed to be the main guy in the movie, but this was supposed to be with they hired like local martial artists from Hong Kong to do the movie. But the thing, they ran out of money, and literally they had to sell the movie, and basically all the footage they start filming, but Keystone Pictures bought the footage from them because they ran out of money, and they sold it to Keystone. That literally completely went like opposite direction. They didn't use most of the footage that was filmed, that they start like in Hong Kong. They didn't use most of it. They just bought the rights to the movie. They got all that footage. Again, that was supposed to be all entirely like filmed in Hong Kong. They got it. And then after the review of the original material that was like filmed, they decided to do something completely different. So basically they decided to start all over again, and basically they kept Daniels. It was basically one of the few people that survived in the movie, and they hire all these like big stars to be in the movie, and they filmed this in Canada, because again this was like produced by William Vince, that was like at the time the key like guy from Keystone like Pictures, and that acquire the movie, and then they filmed the movie. This movie was filmed in Vancouver, in Canada. It's pretend to be in Seattle, Washington, but it was like filmed in Vancouver, and the director was Richard Martin. And the story was like from Bay Logan. obviously. And then the rest is history. So imagine from a movie that initially was supposed to be filmed in Hong Kong, super low budget, having Gary Daniels and a lot of like unknown like local martial artists. This went opposite direction when it was bought by this American company, Keystone Pictures, who literally like. Got rid of all most of the footage. They decided to start all over again, and then that's why they changed the name to White Tiger. And he initially was not supposed to be White Tiger. It was supposed to be Tiger Storm, right? And then the rest is history. And even Bay Logan said in an interview, there was like like a big market, where they sell movies, like the Cannes Film Festival, like Cannes did back in the days. They would sell and promote their movies in those festivals. And Bay Logan didn't even know he worked in the movie in Hong Kong. And then literally after like they sold the movie, Bay Logan never heard about the movie anymore. And it was when he was like I think like in LA, he found about like the movie that he wrote, this Tiger Storm, right, was being redone by this company Keystone Entertainment, right, using his script. And obviously he contacted them saying, wait a minute guys, you guys are filming that movie but I wrote it. So in the end he ended up getting paid, but the thing is, after like the failure of the all that production, he literally said that he didn't even think about the movie anymore because it was dead and buried. And then by coincidence he knew about the movie start being like filmed again in Canada. And obviously he talked with the production company Keystone and the people responsible, and they end up like paying him for. In the end, it was him that wrote the screenplay for the movie. And obviously, when you see the movie, his name is there, Bay Logan. But again, it's just like a funny like story. I wanted to tell you guys, if you guys didn't know about. Obviously, I just like found this like more recently, because nowadays you have so many interviews online, things that you didn't have access like 20 years ago, 30 years ago. But you can find this like Bay Logan interview on the internet, where he talks about White Tiger, right, or Tiger Storm, how it was like called, like initially. And again, this one was supposed even to have like a sequel, because like Gary Daniels said in an interview, you can also find online, that this movie was like commercially it was successful. Obviously, this one didn't go theatrical. This was a straight to video like movie, but this one was not your typical like Gary Daniels like super low budget movie. There was a lot of the nice production value, filmed in Canada with a lot of famous actors, and they were planning doing a sequel, but for some reason it didn't work out. And again, this was directed, like I told you guys, by Martin, Richard Martin, that is not super famous for directing anything, any famous movie, but he directed a lot of TV series. He directed like actually one of my one of my favorite TV series is the Highlander TV series with Adrian Paul. I mean, to be honest, I even like the TV series better than the movies. And he directed some episodes from the Highlander TV series. And basically, it's more known for that, and the story again by Bay Logan, that was the writer of Impact magazine, a big magazine in the 90s, and he produced and he did some movies himself in Hong Kong. When it comes to the plot of this one, you have Gary Daniels, that is plays Mike Ryan, and his partner, Matt Craven. They are DEA agents, and they are like DEA agents, and they are best friends. And basically, and they are on their break, and the phone like rings, and obviously they are called to go to Seattle on a raid to catch this triad like boss played by Cary Tagawa, that is developing a new dangerous drug, and he wants to be the kingpin in the town, to control the town with this new drug. And on that raid, basically they are called to go on this raid to catch Tagawa, obviously. But what's going to happen on this raid? Tagawa is going to kill Matt Craven, and obviously Matt Craven was Daniel's best friend and partner, and obviously, when it comes to the plot, it's not something new. It's not anything you haven't seen before. Obviously, you have seen this before, and it's basically, Gary Daniels must revenge his best friend and partner, DEA partner, Death, and is going after Cary Tagawa, and again, you have a lot of and Tagawa, he plays Victor Shaw. It's always let me tell you, Tagawa is one of the best villains of all time. I always say that, Billy Drago is one of my favorites, Matthias Hughes, but obviously Cary Tagawa is a superior actor. I grew up watching Tagawa in movies like Showdown in Little Tokyo, with Dolph Lundgren, Sun Rising with Wesley Snipes. He's in Kickboxer 2, Mortal Kombat, and he's such a great actor, a martial artist. He's super charismatic, and to have it in this B movie, and again in this movie you have Gary Daniels. He fights George Chung of this movie. He has a fight scene with Ron Yuan, and he has a fight scene with Cary Tagawa. So if you are big fans of martial art movies, you definitely need to check this one if you didn't, because it's not every day you see these legendary martial artists, and especially the two main actors in this movie. Gary Daniels against Tagawa. It's not every day you see that in a B movie. Obviously, Tagawa is a great actor. He was in a lot of big budget movies. He was in a lot of B movies. He's in Nemesis. He has a lot of movies that he has small roles, movies that he has bigger roles. Tagawa, it's rest his soul in peace. He recently passed away. He's, for me, one of the best villains, even though in some movies he plays the bad guy. I like to see Cary Tagawa most of the times playing the villain, because he's amazing. Gary Daniels is great in this one. You have Julia Nixon, the beautiful Julia Nixon, from Rambo 2. And again, you have that nice sex in between her and Daniels that you cannot watch again on YouTube. You have to go to Plex, Prime, or you have to try to find the DVD. There is no cuts. It's fully uncut. She's great in this movie as well. Again, great performances. And again, just to have someone like Matt Craven, a guy that was in so many successful, super big budget movies. So they managed, maybe because it's Canadian, this production company, the main guy behind the company was Canadian. This was filmed in Canada, so they managed to get some of these bigger actors. So amazing movie, White Tiger from 96, filmed in 95. And let me just show you, if you guys for some reason want to get again, I checked the other day just out of curiosity, and I saw that on eBay there is a few guys selling this Spanish DVD that has the original English audio and the Spanish audio as well. Again, this is 4:3. This is full screen, standard definition. If you want to watch it full HD, Plex, Amazon, or you can even watch it on YouTube for free, but you won't get that sex scene. But let me just show you here. You can see here movie. You have the trailer as well, and you can choose the language of this one. As you can see there, you have Castellano, Spanish. You can watch it in English with Spanish subtitles, and then you have just without subtitles, or you can watch it just fully dubbed in Spanish. And here, let me go just to the scenes, and let me go you can see here says inicio. It's like beginning. This is like so similar to Portuguese. And again, let me just put this one so you guys can see the picture quality. I mean, it looks like it's solid picture quality. Let me just go back because I watched this recently. Let me go back to another. Okay, let me put this from the beginning so you guys can actually see the picture quality. If you guys want to have this on your collection, let me just play this one right here. And again, this is Filmax Presents. So basically, they were like a Spanish like company that released a lot of movies. And again, as you can see here, in the beginning, you can see Keystone Pictures. They were the ones they bought the movie and then redone the movie. Let's say. Let me just fast forward this so you guys can see the picture quality. Again, this is not going to be as nice as you guys watching it on Plex or Amazon. Obviously, as you can see, this is 4:3 full screen. Is not HD. I hope someone puts this one on Blu-ray because the HD master is out there because it's on many streaming platforms. It's on YouTube. It's just someone has to pay for like to release any boutique label. Please release this one. Just you can interview Gary Daniels, and a lot of these people is still alive. Director, producer, like even Bay Logan that wrote the movie, even the guys that initially were like producing the movie in Hong Kong. It will be nice to have interviews with all these guys going from the original movie when it was like Tiger Storm before like White Tiger, and to have like interviews with all those guys, what they had behind, what was their ideas for the movie in '94, and then when that collapsed and it was bought by Keystone, it will be great to have all those people involved in the movie initially in '94, and then when the movie was acquired and done like in Canada, so it will be super cool to have all that people that was involved in the movie, and a lot of them all still alive. And to get like interviews with them and have the movie on HD in a nice like media book like standard, let's say it, collector's edition with a nice poster. But let's hope that someone will release it like one day. And here, this is the opening scene. This is like a great opening scene, and here you can see like Gary Daniels. Another scene here is like you see Gary Daniels and George Chung there. And you can see that's George Chung, that the guy from True Vengeance with Danielle Bernhardt, and also from Rambo 2. And you have a fight scene between him and Daniels. You can see here Daniels like the dojo. And here you can see the beautiful like Julia Nixon that is in Rambo 2, and she's the love interest of Daniels here in the movie. Let me just fast forward this one here. And this is like all smoke. I think here you will see like Cary Tagawa, I think. And here you can see the legendary Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa, the man right there. As you can see, the charismatic like villain. And then this goes to the beginning. Again, when it comes to the picture quality, this is like a solid. Okay, this is like advertisement, and here you can see the logo Keystone like entertainment. Again, standard definition. This is like again a DVD. Is not HD or anything, but it's quite like acceptable. I mean, there are worse DVDs when it comes to the picture quality, way worse, and this one is quite good. Again, even though I have seen this one on HD, on Prime, and on Plex many times, because I cannot get it on Blu-ray. There is no Blu-ray. I'll always keep this one because I have this one for 20 years. I always keep my physical DVD copy of White Tiger, fully uncut. And yeah, guys, let me know what you think about the White Tiger from 1996, starring Gary Daniels and Cary Hiroyuki, Tagawa, if this one was one of your favorites growing up as well, if you guys think this one is one of like Gary Daniels' best movies, just comment down below, hit that like button. Your opinion is always important to me. If you don't follow me on YouTube, just feel free to subscribe to my channel. Basically, I talk about movies from the 80s and the 90s mainly. I do reviews, unboxings. Not only, I talk about more recent movies, but mainly the action era, the golden era of action that was the 80s and the 90s, and mainly action and martial art movies, the ones we grew up watching and we love, like this one, White Tiger. And yeah, guys, let me know what you think about White Tiger from 1996, and I'll be with you guys soon, as always, bringing you all the action you guys grew up with and you guys love. Keep strong.